Welcome then, Matchday Live. Post-match reaction from Leeds United winning 2-1 at Old Trafford against Manchester United. What a night it's been. Last week we booked a place at Wembley in an FA Cup semi-final. This week we've got one over on that lot. It's all right being a Leeds United fan, isn't it? Nigel Martin and Don Matteo in the studio with us. We're all physically exhausted. Forget the players. We're sure you are listening and watching as well. Nigel, let me come to you first. That's a huge win. Firstly, because it's against them. But secondly, and actually the most important thing, is what it does for us.
Yeah, definitely. We've just had a little look at the league table, haven't we? And it's looking a lot nicer. I mean, Saturday's game now becomes huge again. If you win that and Spurs don't get anything or only get a point, you know, that's 8 points they'd have to find. And you don't see them doing that. So, you know, I want the lads to rest up after that performance now and focus everything on Saturday's game.
Dom, it was almost excruciating. I mean, I think with about 10 minutes to go, Nigel goes to us, "This is horrible to watch." and in so many ways it was horrible, it was glorious, it was all those emotions, Dom. We were all going through it together as Leeds fans, but the boys stuck at it and they dug it out.
Yeah, and you know, seeing another side to this team, just resilient. That's what I want to call them. They've been absolutely outstanding. All of them. You can say obviously Dominic was brilliant. Obviously the goals from Okafor, but I just think as a team, that is a proper team performance from everyone, and especially the goalkeeper as well. The saves. I know we're going to go on to him, but if you look throughout the whole squad, everyone was at it. Defensively, brilliant. You know, Beal, some of the tackles and the challenges he's making. He's a real superstar for me. I'm loving watching him more every week. And the fullbacks, I could name them all, but they've all done the job properly. And the guy there, the manager, Daniel Farke, what? I mean, that's probably his best day, I think. You know, as a manager, going there, no one's been there and won for 40 odd years. Fair play to him, and the way he's put that team out today, in a way that we probably didn't think he would do it. It's worked, so fair play to him.
It was funny you were just saying that, because we're seeing the celebrations from earlier with the players, and you're looking at each player and you could pick them out individually for the performances that they put in, and you've got to do that as a team to get a result at a place, not just a place like that. This isn't the Manchester United from earlier this season, the Ruben Amorim with all the shenanigans going on. This is a team that are, have been very much on the up, one of the most points accrued in the league since the turn of the year, and yet Leeds have gone there and it is a historic result.
It is. I mean, it's a strange performance from them, but we'll take the credit for that. You know, the manager set us up well. The boys have executed it tremendously, and you're absolutely right, Dom. That is a proper team performance. You know, whoever comes out and talks to us afterwards will say that you know, to a man, everyone did their job really, really well tonight.
Okay, we'll take a look at the goals. We'll get you post-match reaction. Is anyone else's phone going absolutely mad? My phone is pinging like... We're going to check messages. We'll go to Bryn and Tony down there at Old Trafford to soak up some of the post-match atmosphere. I'm sure their phones are going crazy as well. Leeds have done it. First time since 1981 and done it in some style. Let's get the thoughts of our commentary team who brought you all the action. Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Thanks, Rich. Oh, man, you got to be here. You got to be here, because just in that Leeds away section there's a load of people who've decided they're not going home. So they're still in there. They're still singing away in there. And why not? Because as you've just pointed out, everybody's waited a long time for this one. FA Cup win apart, the first league win at this stadium since Brian Flynn got the winner in 1981. And we've been lucky enough to be here to witness the next one tonight, Tony.
Yes, we were due one, weren't we, for goodness sake? But the way that we did it as well really should have been way easier, and that's just testament to the way they played. That first 45 minutes was absolutely superb, and we battered them. Should have been one up straight away. We did go one up after 4 or 5 minutes, and then got yet another goal and looked really good value for it. But second half, you knew the home side were coming back at us, but we had to show all the determination we've shown, and my goodness, put us through the ringer. Some great saves. We couldn't get that final goal just to kill the game off, but we made it. We got those 3 gigantic points.
When you see Dominic Calvert-Lewin behind Carl Darlow to clear one off the goal line, well, that tells you something about where Leeds are at that stage, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes that's the problem. You think by defending, you drop deep, and that's the way to stop them. Well, it's not. It's engaging with them, pushing up. But sometimes it's just natural to do that. But fortunately, he was switched on enough, Calvert-Lewin, to go back and filled the gap at the back stick, and he made a great stop.
The last, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes just seemed like an age, didn't they? Because although there was some relatively good game management by Leeds United through that period, it was just that nagging fear, that anxiety. We've seen it too many times this season.
I saw the look on your face when 7 minutes went up, and you looked at me and said, 7. And you're right, and that's what it was like for the players, for the fans. However, I thought we actually saw it out, pretty well. Just once or twice, those decision-making things, like Willian Jont on the left-hand side, trying to take people on when Goodmanson's gone past him. Just settle down. You've got an extra man. Keep it moving. But overall, we deserved the win. Brilliant, and what a place to come and win at.
Lots of heroes out there, weren't there? Noah Okafor, fantastic first half in particular for him.
Yeah, absolutely. El Tanaka, as well, another wonderful performance. But Okafor is one of those players that can do something different, just about like no one else can. He can get you off your seat. We haven't seen that enough, but when he does start to go and run at players, suddenly it lifts everyone around him. But he needed to show that end product, and tonight we saw it twice.
Ethan Ampadu had a really, really good game in the middle there.
Just wonderful. The way we were picking things up in that midfield, like Tanaka and Ampadu, they were trying to play it through us. We kept winning it back and going forward. We weren't on the back foot, we were on the front foot. And Ethan, certainly, the last half hour, I said about experience in those sort of moments. He was there helping and, cajoling everyone around him.
We've been fully focused on the fixture tonight. Of course we have, because it's the biggie. But actually, the bigger picture to this one is the way that the league table looks at the end of the evening, isn't it? Because after the results yesterday, this makes tonight's win even more potentially significant, surely.
It really does. I looked at the table. I have a lovely 6-point gap there. And Wolves, bring them on. I mean, that's how the boys will be thinking now. The job is not done. We know that. But we've put ourselves in a fantastic position to get it done.
Privileged to be here tonight, wasn't it?
Just superb. I mean, the atmosphere was incredible. The way they played, to see, the effort, to see, I think, the expression of the manager at the end. You saw about dropping to his feet. It meant a hell of a lot. It really does to us all for lots of different reasons. But I'm delighted for the boys out there because they deserve this. They really do.
Well, hopefully we'll be hearing from one of the boys at least fairly shortly, and the manager as well. What a night.
Yeah, Brendan, Tony pitchside, don't worry, we have ordered extra security for them tonight. They'll be fine down there waiting for some post-match reaction, even if there are a few unhappy Man United associates. Let's just take a look whilst we're waiting for that. I guess the man of the moment, because inevitably when you look back on these games, we have picked from 1 to 11 and said they've all been fantastic. But you look at those goal scorers, don't you? Because those are the ones that make the headlines. And Noah Okafor has made headlines tonight with 2 fantastic goals, the first of which came within 5 minutes of the start of the game. Leeds had started so brightly and they took their opportunity. 4 games in the league without scoring. We were worrying a bit. We got a couple in the cup, but then Noah Okafor stepped up. How impressed, Nigel, were you with him tonight, his overall performance?
Yeah, it was very good. When he got the opportunity, he took fullbacks on, linked up really, really well down that left-hand side with Gabby Goodmanson, but took his goals, both of them, tremendously. The first one was a cool finish. Could have had a swipe at it, but passed it into the net, lovely. And the second one, really, really good technique, great volley, and as well, won the game for us, isn't it?
It's a brilliant delivery as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From Bogle, what a ball in, and obviously lovely measured finish as well, which I expect from him to score them from them areas.
Yeah, and it was the intent that Leeds started the game with. We kind of considered, how are they going to set up against a team that are pretty formidable at home recently? And we saw, it was, the indications were there from the starting lineup, the 11 that Daniel Farke picked on, that they were going to go out and they were going to play some football, and they were right on the front foot. And when you do that, we've shown against so many teams in the league, no matter where they are, when we go and do that, we can cause problems.
Yeah, we do cause problems. I think Dom is pivotal on that for us because he is the one we can hit, and then obviously people like Okafor feed off the back of that and get the chances because of his hard work. I don't think anyone, they all worked hard, but the shift that Dominic Calvert-Lewin put in today is ridiculous. He looks incredibly fit at the moment, he really does, and long may that continue because we know he has had his injury problems, but whatever he's doing, keep him in that place because he's he's the one that makes that happen for Okafor because of his position, where he is. He's always a threat. He takes up great positional bits as well, which I think for a midfield player would be great. And I think we've seen other people move into that area today, going forward a bit more. and being positive in that final third. That's what we need to do more of. And you know, I can't fault that today because I just think everyone's been brilliant. I can't keep saying it because they've all been excellent. And again, Biol for me, you know, defensively, them couple of blocks for me. What is a defender? You know, his goalkeeping eyes. Darlow. Oh, so many important things at certain moments that gets you that result, and they all did them. So fair play.
I'm trying to focus on the goal scorer, and Dom's talking about defenders because that's what he does. Guys, can we focus on Noah Okafor? We'll get on to that bit, all right? Noah Okafor, not one but two at Old Trafford. Yeah. The first one, like you say, it was a calm finish because it comes to him quite quickly, and he's just composed. The second one, he's obviously thought, well, I've got one. I'll have a pop from here, and he's gone and scored a second. Yeah,
the confidence gained from scoring that first one means that he takes the shot on. You know, if you're not full of confidence, you probably won't take that shot on. I think he's involved in the build-up of the goal. It was a bit of ping-pong in and around their area. It gets headed out to him, and he's thought, right, well, okay, I'll have a go with this.
Technique
very
as well.
Good, very good technique.
He's actually stepping back to be able to hit it on the volley. He has to take a slight adjustment, which makes it so much harder.
It does. I mean, it's easy to scuff that. It's easy to send it 40 yards over the bar. It's easy to do either of those things. The hard thing is to hit it as sweetly as he did. I mean, it is on target.
It's a great finish.
It does get a slight deflection, which probably means it goes in the goal, but, you know, he's earned that little bit of luck.
I think the other side of it as well, you see how many bodies we had in the box when the ball's coming in. 6 players in the box. You know, we're away from home at Man United. Yeah. So it just shows you the confidence within the group.
Yeah, they're seeing another angle of it here. But the way that Leeds just kept putting the ball in the box, just keep causing problems, Nigel, I guess, isn't it? You know, keep recycling it and keep giving the defenders something to think about. Something will drop eventually.
Yeah, keep asking questions of, you know, not a great defence. You know, this is where the manager's got to take credit for the way he set the team up. You know, I'm sure Michael Carrick was going, right, we're playing Leeds at home, we should beat them. We're going to go and play really offensively and play really open. And, you know, Daniel Farke has realised that. He's played a strong offensive lineup, and it's worked absolutely perfectly in this game.
Yeah, 2 for Noah Okafor, and he'll be celebrating all the way across the M62 with the rest of the players and the rest of the fans coming back over, and a really great night for him, which was well deserved. When Leeds went out in that second half, you always know at that 2-0 scoreline, you know, it's a great scoreline to have, but you've got to make sure you don't concede the next one. As it happened, before we did concede, a red card for Manchester United for Martinez. Now, it was a strange situation because the referee blew the whistle and no one had any idea why. It just sort of stopped the game. We're like, what's going on? Has a player gone down or something? In the end, it was VAR looking at violent conduct and a red card. I don't think I've ever said this before in this studio, for a pull on a ponytail. There you go. That's a new one for us. It is. Well, what's your opinion? By the letter of the law, this is
by the letter of the law. I guess it's a red card. I mean, he's had an arm in the face from Dom. Yeah. Dom's sort of given him a really tough night all night, and he's just reacted a little bit to it. That used to go on all the time. Nowadays, obviously, they're watching it, so you just can't do anything a little bit silly.
I think you give Dom the credit because of the pressure he's put on him all the time. That's really difficult when someone's like a defender up against someone like that and he's threatening all the time. Just keep doing that, Dom. Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it.
So there you go. The ponytail came to the fore. We'll take it, absolutely. We knew even with 10 men, Manchester United were going to apply as much pressure as they possibly could in front of a home crowd, you know, chasing where they are in the table as well. And they did. It was a really open game. You know, it was one end and then the other. Casemiro getting the goal in the 68th minute certainly gave everyone something to think about. And is this just a build-up of pressure and then eventually a man is going to be free and the goal went in?
I guess so. I mean, they created a few chances before and, Karl Darlow's made 2 great saves to keep it at 2-0 for as long as he did. I think you'd be a little bit disappointed with the marking, a free header at the far stick after the ball's gone out. We've kind of just defended the middle of the 18-yard box, and Casemiro's wily old customer's gone around the back and got a free header. So it'd be the only little thing that Daniel will be a bit disappointed about, that that's a free header really, and somebody should be picking him up.
Yeah, it's probably just the amount of space he has here now. Look, people just haven't just turn the neck, and it's a great delivery. But obviously, a player like it, at his level, it's a nice finish. But listen, we're happy.
How impressed were you the fact that, if you go back to last week, Leeds were 2-0 up at West Ham. West Ham scored one, and then they quickly scored another one in that cup tie. How impressed were you with the solidity of Leeds insofar as they didn't crumble at that point? They remained steadfast. They remained as a unit. They had chances themselves, but you did think, if one's gone in, you got that game in the back of your mind. How impressed were you that they saw it out, Nigel?
Yeah, well, they had quite a few occasions where they had to get blocks in and, put their body on the line. Bio, like Dom said, on a couple of occasions, got some great blocks. Dom Calvert-Lewin, one off the line, and we think he got the block for the second one as well, which was incredible. But all defensively, people were putting their bodies in the way. I'm going to interrupt you because everyone wants to hear from you, but they want to hear from Noah Okafor more. He's with Bryn and Tony. Let's get the thoughts of the goal scorer tonight, a brace to take the points at Old Trafford.
Well, we talked about the potential for there being a hero tonight before the game. Well, here's one of the heroes for sure. 2 goals for you. What a great night. Did you enjoy that, Noah?
Yeah, I enjoy always when I score. But for me, it was more important and more in the focus that to help the team, each and every action, offensive or defensive, to get the 3 points. And I'm really happy about that.
Talk about the 2 goals. We've got to talk about the 2 goals. 2 good goals. You must be happy with the strikes with both.
Yeah, I think I hit it well. So, yeah, I practiced some shots the last weeks. I tried it, I scored, and I'm happy about that.
Practice always helps with that stuff, doesn't it? Even after that, though, there was an awful lot more football to be played in the game, and it was tough even against 10 men in the second half. It was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the goal we conceded was a little bit unnecessary. I didn't know how exactly it happens, but then in the end, like 70,000 they are like pushing the team, so it would be a little bit it was not so easy in the end. We had to defend some corners and some wide area free kicks. Yeah, but in the end, what matters the most is the 3 points, and we win at Old Trafford, and I'm really happy about that. Now we have to keep going, looking forward, and take next game already on Saturday.
I think the performance, the way you started the game, you must take a lot of confidence from the West Ham result, because you started so well.
Yeah, I think this was the coach was speaking to us. He said we have to be ready from the first second on. We have to press them, we have to go high, we have to scare them, and then we did this, so it works. I think after 40 or 50 seconds, Dom had already a chance. And then there was maybe not so prepared. We do our job, and I think I'm really, really proud of each and everyone from the team. So, yeah.
It could have been 3 or 4-0 at half time, but you knew second half they were going to come back at us.
Yeah, we knew that they have to change something. But then in the end we had also like second half 1 or 2 chances. Yeah, but in the end when we can score the 3rd goal, for example, we have to use it. But yeah, I think we don't have to say if it's 2-1 or 3-1 or 4-1. 3 points. That's what matters the most.
Did you know how long it was since Leeds last won a league game at this ground before the game?
Somebody told me, I think 45 years.
1981, 45 years. So it's been a long wait for those fans, so that's why they celebrated like they did, and you celebrated with them, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm happy about that. And the fans support us each and every way, so I think if I can give the fans back with the goals and they are happy, I will do this. We fight for each and every fans, for the coach, for the whole squad, and yeah, we have to train hard now and looking forward for the next games.
Yeah, because not only is it a win against Manchester United, the big rivals, but the points, those 3 points are really important down there, aren't they?
Yeah, really, really important, I would say. I also spoke to the team before the game. I said, we have to be focused from the first second on. It's really important. We need the points. We have to fight because the mood in the team, the atmosphere is incredible. And now it works today, so we don't even can let 1% less. We have to even give more for the next game, and we're going to prepare us really well for that.
Good to hear. We're looking forward to it. Well done, Noah.
Certainly are. Fantastic. Brilliant. Well done.
Great stuff.
Big smiles all round from Noah Okafor. Interesting to hear him say the mood in the squad going into it. Because, for so many people, and you said this at the start of the game, if we can get a point tonight, that would be a good result. If we can get with Holland's a point. And actually, they went in there going, let's try and win this game. And you saw it from the approach, you saw it from the players, Noah Okafor saying that. Just generally interested to get your idea. It's obviously a very happy camp. Like, you can see that. The team, the players, still some work to do this season for sure, but it seems like everyone's in a really good place, Dom.
Yeah, and I think the way that we started shocked them a little bit. They didn't think we'd be that positive, especially at Old Trafford, but we really got hold of that game from the first few minutes, and that continued. And like you said, we could have had a few more. But I think there's small little details in football where you get things right and then you have to defend at times. We just did it all today. It felt like one of those games. We wanted to finish just, 7 minutes extra time. You don't need that. None of us need that. But I just felt that the boys looked in control. I know there was a few hairy moments, but you've got to have that when you're at Old Trafford. We've been there and seen it, done it. You have them moments. But I just think that there's a spirit about us at the moment. And I've said it a few times, every time I've been on here, that we don't give up. We have a go. And as a fan, they want to see that. And, and when you've got players who are putting the effort in, week out, the fans react to that, and they've reacted brilliantly with all these players. And the new lads who've come in from this season as well. Everyone's played a part, so it's a real team effort. And you've got to congratulate the manager and all the coaching staff on that, because you can't do that just one of you. You're all in it together. And I think Ethan's led by example. From every game I watch Ethan, I'm always saying he's a 7 or 8 out of 10 every week. He might be a 9 sometimes, but he's just so consistent. And when you've got a captain who leads by example, like we had Lucas Radeby, people like that, they lead by example. You don't have to say too much. It's just what they do on the pitch. And that was what I seen today, was people leading by example. And I tell you what, if you can get a spirit like that going, it's infectious. Infectious? That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word. I got there in the end.
And effective or infective.
I'll take
whichever
it
one
all.
you want.
I'm just happy.
Listen, you created a new word. It's fine. The first word, it's been 1981. If you want to create a new word for it, you can create a new word for it. Infective is fine.
My vocabulary's getting better.
That's one word for it. Nigel, I'm going to come to you because you mentioned, by the way, as soon as Daniel Farke comes, we'll cut straight to that. Yep. So don't think me rude if we do that. Carl Darlow, we got you here, England's number one. Once upon a time, made some big saves today, didn't he? After Lucas Perry had made some big saves in the FA Cup game. This is what it's about sometimes, isn't it? Competition for places. But just talk us through his performance tonight, because there were a couple of big ones before they got the goal. There was another one afterwards. He was really good, wasn't he?
He was excellent. The save just after half-time, when he's through the first one, which he gets a really good hand on, which then gets headed off the line as well. That was a great save. I mean, the other one's sort of backpedaling here a little bit. It's difficult because he's trying to get back into his goal. He's done well to keep that out and not actually take the ball into the goal with him. So, he's done that, and another one I think from a close range header as well. So, I think we've shown probably the second and third best of his saves there, but he had a great second half, and we needed that. But you need your goalkeeper to play well when you're at Old Trafford, and he was a hero amongst heroes on the night, I think.
And that goalkeeper defender synergy that you have when you see your goalkeepers doing their bit and you see the defenders doing their bit, like Yaka and James Justin and Pascal were doing tonight, that just breeds confidence. It does,
100%. Your goalies, like you said, at Old Trafford, you have to do well, and we did. But I think there's that positivity around that group at the moment that, like you say, getting a win at Old Trafford, like we didn't have that when we were here. So, fair play to these lads who've gone out, because the players have to get a lot of credit as well, because there's so many of them who played so well. But to have that mindset going into that game, knowing the importance and where we're at in the season, that's the biggest thing for me. To go and perform at that level at this moment, when we know which games are coming up as well, and winning there, wow, the confidence should be absolutely, it should be, going into this Wolves game, let's not get carried away though, because they've got nothing to lose, so they're going to come and have a go. So again, like they've all said, we'll just wait and we'll take each game as it comes, and that's not a bad thing at the minute.
I'm fully carried away and will continue to be for the rest of the night for a minimum. Maybe tomorrow I'll step down from being fully carried away. Okay. But for now, Dom, we're going to be fully carried away. You mentioned Dominic Calvert-Lewin because you mentioned how much work he put in tonight and how effective he was in creating space for other players and holding up the ball. It didn't quite happen for him in front of goal. We saw that chance at the start. It was a good save by the keeper. Probably a header which he'll look back on and be frustrated that he didn't put either side of the keeper. But then he makes this double clearance off the line. I mean, James Justin had a header off the line as well, but he makes this double clearance off the line that, to be fair, it's as valuable as a goal, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the chances he had, he's hit the target on both of them. He probably, the header, he's probably, he's probably trying to be too precise, but there he's back there, got a great header off the line. Yeah. I think there was a follow-up as well, and he gets the block on there. Yeah. It's just instinct, like Tony said. Yeah. Instinctively, he's seen that there's a part of the goal that needs protecting, and that is massive. That should be one more onto his tally, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way. Okay, let's head straight back to Old Trafford. We can get the thoughts of the Leeds United manager Daniel Farke, who's with Bryn and Tony.
Well, we have the manager here, and he walked up towards us with a broad smile on his face, because that has been some evening, hasn't it, Daniel?
Oh, what a week. Semi-final FA Cup, first time since such a long time, and I think our first win on Premier League level ever here at Old Trafford. First win since nearly 4 decades. Feels unbelievable, and this, especially in this crunch time period when it really matters under pressure. What a performance. First half, we could have been easily 3 or 4-0 up. It was important today to be brave, to play on the front foot, to press them high, to be good in possession. Just to park the bus and just to defend is never enough to win anything here at Old Trafford. So we wanted to play on the front foot. Let's deliver it in a fantastic way. Also second half, of course, when they scored a bit unnecessary then their first goal, it's always a bit nervy period because we didn't bury the game. But overall, the lads were fantastic, fully deserved to win this game. And I'm very proud today.
When you've got in that second half, you're up against 10 men, but that almost kind of confused the issue a little bit, didn't it? Because the space opened up, you were invited to push on then.
I didn't like the red card, if I'm honest, so I have not watched the scene back if it was one, but we were so much in control and 2-0 up, and sometimes such a situation also fires the stadium up, fires the opponent up, and it sounds incredible because you're in overload, but sometimes it can change the momentum a little bit, and it happens quite often. I didn't have the feeling too much during the game, if I'm honest, but if you're then in one moment not switch on, they score out of a second phase on a set piece, a bit unnecessary. Of course, it could be a nervy finishing period if you don't score the third goal. This is what happened, but overall, I had so much belief in my lads today, and especially after this difficult week, and to play so late, a bit more pressure on us. Key players, Anton Stach, Jerome, Daniel James missing. Key players had a difficult week. Gabi Gudmundsson, Jakob Joel, Noah Okafor, just 2 days of team training with us. Thank God they were available today, but was a difficult week, and then to deliver such an important performance and to grab such an important win. I think this old narrative that we always crumble when it matters, and Leeds is falling apart. We're working hard on it, that it's the other way around. When it matters, anyhow, we deliver, and it's a good feeling.
I think the West Ham results and the confidence I think the boys got from that showed right from the first minute. We should have been 1 up straight away. Yeah. But that first 45 minutes, we dominated them and we really pushed them back. And to think we should have been 3 or 4 up is incredible.
It's unbelievable. Yeah? When I think about Dominic's chance, about our chance, about Pascal's chance, and and really didn't allow anything for them. I think 1 strike perhaps. We had a perfect plan for this game, and the lads execute in the perfect way, but also believed in it and played football with bravery, with courage, and this is always crucial and important. And to do this in this situation as a promoted side under pressure, a bit few key players with a difficult week or even missing, and then to show such a performance here against the side who was also on it and have won all their last home games under Michael Carrick, and to win this game fully deserved just feels amazing.
Daniel, you do a great job of kind of keeping everything on the down low. But at the full-time whistle, I saw you dropped to your knees. Everybody knew that this was a big result, wasn't it?
Well, we edged 3 points closer, and we always spoke about this during this season. You need more points in a normal season. You will need between 38 and 40 points. And right now, after this game, to go up to 36 is a huge step. So there's no reason to not stay humble, not stay grounded. So we have to stay hungry. We have to keep going. A few more points are needed, but this is a massive step forwards right now, and if you keep delivering this type of performance and this concentration, we definitely have a good chance.
Those fans in that away corner over there, 45 years since the last league win here at Old Trafford. It's a little bit more, isn't it? It's a huge 3 points, but it's a little bit more than that as well.
Yes, on such a day also you shouldn't watch too much on the table, what it means for the table. It's more like what does it mean for the hearts and souls of everyone who's connected. And and you could feel even just over there when you watch in their eyes how much it means and how much they celebrate. And we have waited so long for this. For this win, we had also not the easiest last 2 decades, and and to have such a moment, and especially after reaching semi-final of A Cup level, feels very, very special. And for that, pretty happy and delighted for our supporters. They are the most passionate supporters and second to none, and to send them home with this feeling is unbelievable. Yes,
unbelievable. Great night. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, certainly. Yes, absolutely brilliant. We'll have to celebrate again.
Well, there you go, the thoughts of Daniel Farke, and those are those full-time celebrations on his knees, fist pump, and knowing what that means. He said, as we sort of said as well, the main thing is the 3 points, and that does kind of tee us up beautifully for the weekend, because now the players come into this off the back of going through in an FA Cup quarter-final away at West Ham, winning at Old Trafford, and now Wolves come to Ellen Road on Saturday. And Nigel, this is as big an opportunity as this team and this club could want to just put some, if there's daylight now, to put some real daylight between us and the chasing pack down there.
Yeah, 3 wins like that would be incredible. Imagine you're a Notts Forest or a Tottenham or a West Ham fan or official or player right now. You're feeling very low based on that result. So not only has our confidence grown going into the weekend, it just takes a little bit out of them as well. So going forward, lads just have to put in that same performance again, recharge the batteries, go again.
And Dom, they'll be absolutely buoyed, full of confidence. And not only that, this place is going to be rocking come kick-off on Saturday.
And it will be. We know that. Again, if we get a quick start, we get on the front foot like we did tonight, that's exactly what these fans want. And if we can start well, get that early goal, I just feel like the confidence should be really like bang on, shouldn't it, for Saturday. But I think the manager will be saying, let's just be a little bit careful, come back, you get your rest, you do that. And I'm not getting carried away like you were. Just got to make sure when we start the game on Saturday, go back to what we just did there. Can we repeat that? Can we match it? Can we do better? Yeah, all them things we did today, can we repeat it on the Saturday?
There won't be as much space to play in. The way Man United played today gave us lots of space to create those chances. Wolves won't do that, but on the flip side, they shouldn't be as much of a threat going forward. So we've got to just score that first goal and really put them under. It
really helped us playing higher up the pitch, to get into them positions. It's the first time I've seen us 6 players up, got opportunities to get a goal. So really positive, really positive.
Well, it's been a fantastic night here in the LUTV studio. Nigel Martin, Don Matteo, a pleasure. Daniel Farke in his interview there said tonight's about the heart and soul. I'm not sure the last 20 minutes did much for anyone's heart, but definitely for the soul. Forget 1981. Next time someone asks you when Leeds United last won in the league at Man United, you can now say 2026. We'll see you back here on Saturday.
Red Bull gives you wings.
TV?
Yeah, it's the new Hisense Mini LED.
Should have asked me what to get. We've got a 65-inch with Mini LED. But you've got to be paying at least £2,000 for that.
Actually, this one has all those features and more, and we didn't pay anything like that. Looks great, doesn't it?
Hello?
Joe?
Cleaning the oven shouldn't be scary. Astonish cuts through grime with gentle ingredients. No need for gloves. Astonish. Banish the fear.
Escape to a land where it's no work and all play. There's no such thing as speed limits. Where wild animals roam. And around every corner is a new adventure. Where you live amongst nature and giant rabbits come and say hello. Escape to Flamingo Land. Book your day pass online at flamingoland.co.uk.
Life, eh? Busy, busy. And just when you least need it, your boiler goes on the blink. And naturally, no idea how to fix it. Enter Boxed. One simple solution, one fixed price. So you won't get stung. Order in a few taps, we give it a final check, and ta-da! A brand new boiler. Fitted the next day by the UK's most trusted installer. And you can spread the cost from just £12 a month. Plus you get a free Hive thermostat. Lovely. From beehives to bungalows, Boxed has the fix.
Theo with the header!
Ethan Ampadu joining us live here on Matchday Live.
Aronson puts Leeds United in dreamland!
What an incredible finish! Great support play, even better finish.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin!
Like that.